Turn on me, yeah? Cool.
Okay.
Inspired by the KA, better make way for the payday. Work hard, play harder, like who's smart as close to Coach Carter. Right now, hit after, hear that it's a joker. Like I'm laughing, you're in deep shit. Up to your armpits, I'm straight artist, on point, like a marksman. Bruh, yo. Some boys say that they're good with a skank. I'm a town boy, yeah, I'm wicked with a pen. You can get leng with a pencil of safety, man. Can't break me, kill 10 man when I'm 10 and 10 and spin a man like a CD. And I talk about the EP, I'm a star right here, some man try to reach me. Let me teach these kung fu, kick it like kung fu. Come with the wrong word, get hungry. Hang man out to dry. That man wet like a boat capsize.
Later to celebrate is something I created in the basement. Now I stay still waiting, craving the payments, the statements. I'm waging war for my nation, breaking my back, faking my stats to the wages stack. Hating the station track, taking the matrix crack, breaking, embracing the fact that I gave information a rap, saving the snap, shaping the map, stapling that till I'm able to rap, enabling WAP to play to the baby you raise in your lap. I'm ashamed of the traction, really pay for the game of attraction, really wait for the matches, burning out tracks that I'm churning out, we aren't earning how. Turn around and see what these kids are learning about, we're all hurting now. Hearse around the corner house is yearning for a quarter.
It's Monday, and we're at Fiddler's Elbow, and I'm with liamxavierwrites. Go to get his book. It's going to be an interesting night. We've got poetree, jodY, Rihanna Brooks hosting as well, and C Fisky and the rest of the Mind Over Matter crew. So we'll see what's up.
I'm Rihanna Brooks. I'm going to be your guest host for this evening. The headliners that we have this evening are literally phenomenal, and the best thing about these three headliners is that they've all got completely different performance styles, so there's literally going to be something for everybody, and if you don't leave here tonight feeling inspired, then frankly you're probably dead inside. So.
Why do I always have to be the strong one? Kicked to the curb, left like a discarded coke can. You see? Mental structure, but drained into a necessity. Plenty of fluid dreams, dreamer into an arena. Placid but no burns more than a scalding. I calls myself screamer. I silently scream, silently cry, but I be strong. All I fucking hear. Sorry.
Don't say sorry.
All I fucking
You got
hear.
this, go.
Wish I could be deaf so I can use it as an excuse. I can't hear. Opening up into a foreign concept that terrified my every being. Self-strength, all I've ever known. Being strong, they need you to be. But leaning on these people was not an option. Strength holding in these tears, silently only concoction. Lotion to hide the scars from within, like a knife daggering me from inside. Just need to push that so far down 6 foot. Doesn't seem to be far enough to silence this tsunami tide. Cause you see, I still say I'm fine, I'm alright, I'm okay. Cause it's all I've ever fucking known, it's my only way. Then we question as to why I switch on the mad one. Cause even the deepest volcano erupts and decimates every single one. You see, I ain't trying to make people feel sorry for me. No tea, biscuits or sympathy not needed be. Why is it such an issue if I showed the sense of vulnerability? Strength became a burden and a disability. Credible but evidence spotting the difference between my personal became an independent, only missing my payments, delayed in paying myself any credit, arrears overflowing, still overlapping into statements. Hold on. No need to speak up or any vocal words, may as well still fly with the tweets and flapping with the birds. Chords seem to empty my piano ivory towers. Prisoners have better rights than my own brain sachets to me like powders. Washing my own mangle, strangulation, handle blood stained. Windows tainted, painted into a religious depiction ordained. Pain feels like my only friend, my significant other. Like that I'm water flower, or that I want a family member who only bothers everyone, trying to distinguish in everything in every way, to attempt to detach from the stronger one day by day, trying to open up my own shutters and walls to knock down Miley Cyrus wrecking ball till it's rubble on the ground. My intentions are pure, but my upbringing always having to stifle up the uproar of emotion. Sympathy, not looking for that again, just trying to open up, but it's not easy, need more potion. My brain tells me it's a crime to open up, so I feel like a felony. Arms chained into contortion is why I'm feeling so lonely. Repairs too far gone, fell by the wayside. So I gotta rebuild by myself, hand to the spoon, deep fried. Tried and tied from the constant battle. My mind plays as if I'm a game on the PS5, and my mind is the controller, twisted days, boxing to oblivion. No wilder date is left in a fury mood while these Titans play. Deontay telling me every day's a struggle, the weight of the burden. Crying in front of people, family, friends, I hide behind the curtain. Portrayed by psychologists as a child who never had the childhood, feel like a tribe, but except I got to see a double-head. My story crept up upon me while I was cold in my own flesh. Gunshot silent, cause no weapon needed. I'm threadbare and fresh. From a moment I tried to show a monocle fragility, I was shown I have to be strong slogan. Guess my tears empty and create oceans and seas. Just as long as no one ever knows or sees. Cuts heal, past unwanted guests, crushing the present and future. Another reminder, crying is something I've got to get diluted.
I'm 26, and I feel like at this time when you have sort of past trauma and past pain, it takes on a slightly different conflict when it comes to people that's in your life. That's basically what it's about. My father is getting older. I can tell by the way he shows his emotion. He's not that old. He hasn't even cracked 55 yet, but he's older. I can tell by the way his voice sounds now. Slower, softer, like his movements. And it's strange because my father and I rarely spoke of softness or emotion. My father and I played games. He, the king with an iron whip, and I, the jester, trying to oppress him at any cost, no matter the blood spilled. Our relationship was temperamental at best, and so I was a son just on the weekends and a dreamer during the week. In my dreams, we fit neatly into a 90-minute film on family and love, where the dad cares for the son in his hour of need. And in my reality, we were two children watching Police Interceptors and Formula One with all the unspoken hurt lost in the air with the dust mites. We were two tumultuous mates where he would ask me about women and I would hang my head in shame, and there would be an uncomfortable silence, me wondering how to get someone to fall in love with me so I can finally make my father proud, and him afraid that I might be gay, as if two men in love was worse than two men who did not know how to show it. You see, afraid that I might be gay, as if two men in love was worse than two men who did not know how to show it. You see, I was effeminate and he was scared. He loved me and could never tell me, and so we would cast out at Felixstowe, sitting with a flask of tea and bask in the sun with nothing said, and that was my father's idea of love. Silence without vulnerability, a mask of masculinity where tears could not be seen falling from behind. My father is getting older. I can tell by the way he shows emotion. He spent too many nights in hospital, and now his legs ache and his back hurts, and the sadness that was in his eyes is now in his voice, even when he's happy, because he carries the memory of everything I've learned to forget in replace for a father. Because even when our politics swing, we do not fight too far anymore. Because when he tells me he wants to turn his life around, I believe him. You see, I'm not speaking of forgiveness, but my father is getting older, and he knows who he has been. So, for as long as I can, I would like to meet who he is becoming and introduce him to his son.
This is, I say it's a poem. I tried to make it into a 16-bar rap, but it doesn't seem to work as well. So I'm just gonna pretend that this is the spoken word piece. Shout out to Teats, by the way. All right. So I mean, the hook goes like this: because I can't sleep. Something stirs my soul, so I put my slippers on for a midnight stroll. No need for cracks, because I'm still staying at home. Put my thinking cap on and let my brain roam like. If I could have clones that have one stay here, whilst the other ones go and keep my schedule clear. My fear is, I won't get enough sleep tonight. My mind's full overthinking's my kryptonite. And I might end up being all out in verse, immersing words, musing internal converse. Because I'm cursed with the blessing of a billion neurons, firing on all cylinders at night. What an oxymoron. See, I need this rest, but my mind's eye starts blinking, wondering, am I ever going to get these 40 winks in? So the panic sets in. Alarm, please wake me up, because after that body drizzle when I stand it sucks, and I'm stuck in the dream loop I can't wake up from. To come to some Z's as I suck my thumb, come to realise, shit, I've got work to get to. Bank of melatonin is what my mind's adept to, because I can't sleep, something stirs my soul, so I put my slippers on and go on a midnight stroll. No need for cracks, because I'm still staying at home. Put my thinking cap on as I let my brain roll like 90 stop motion on a full bus, I'm noddy. Bop to Russian lullaby, I'm feeling shoddy. I'm in the throes of a self-induced narcolepsy, so I reach for the caffeine tea of a can of Pepsi. You know what? I'll pull up. Why not? This doesn't happen all the time. 90 stop motion on a full bus, I'm noddy. Bop to Russian lullaby, I'm feeling shoddy. I'm in the throes of a self-induced narcolepsy, so I reach for the caffeine tea of a can of Pepsi. Because last night I prepped for a full day of greatness, but staring ahead I can't seem to shake this. Need to count all the sheep going over fences. I'll keep this tireless, I swear I just need relentless. I'm maybe a star, but still cost is my preference. Fighting this how one bloodshot seems so senseless. Hence, when I get to work my boss doesn't look so impressed. I'm late in odd socks and my hair's in a mess. I mean, at least I'm wearing clothes, but not the best dressed. Creased shirt and huge bags really expose my stress, because I can't sleep. Something stirs my soul, so I put my slippers on for a midnight stroll. No need for crepes, because I'm still staying at home. Put my thinking cap on and let my brain roll like Now I'm going home sleeping on the stranger's shoulder. Uninviting pillow poking me like an angry boulder. Cold feelings from all the commuters around me. It seems I woke up myself by snoring loudly. It might be the flash from some reporter's phone. On this busy bus home, I still feel alone. Because all I want now is a warm body to hug, but all I'm doing is drooling on the coat of the local thug. And in my jean, I'm cutting rugs like a horny dog. And this day's been a slug, haram breathing like a hungry hog. And sometimes let me know when I stop. Someone they let me know when it's my stop, I beg, because my glass is half empty and I'm nearing the final dregs. And I can't keep this up. My eyelids are heavy and droopy. I'm hanging on to my sanity like a needy groupie. That's about as far as I got to just before I got onto stage, by the way. So.
Without further ado, please welcome to the stage, jodY!
I refuse to conform to the norm of the suit and tie, 9 to 5 of ruined pride that stupefies and commit creative suicide. You see, I have this need to perform. It's either do or die for you and I. Who am I? I am a euphoria warrior. I am a peasant with presence. I am a cathartic artist whose art is the light in darkness, the soft in hardship, tasked with conflicting questions that can't be answered, and yet I still ask it like, how is it I'm prepared to die for my art, even though I know it's my saving grace from an early casket? Without it, I feel lethargic and heartsick, but with it, my imagination the smartest, creative visions the sharpest, artistic energy others cannot harness. I refuse to let my artistry be tarnished by carnage, disguised as harmless, or creating the arts that demand it. This moment right here, I command it like a Trojan. This moment right here, I command it like a Trojan holding his spear. I give you my blood, sweat and tears, love, dread and fears. From the page to the stage, I perform because I must, not for a wage. When opportunity knocks, the door's often locked. So give me the key to success, because as long as I have air in my chest and passion in my breath, I refuse to rest. I am the son of a hippie / suffragette. I am the son of a hippie / suffragette. Sheep at the hurting hero and the hero and heroine. It's just a shame my dad put that crap in his veins, but that pain's yet to come. Everyone hither as I deliver frail tales about how I'm tired of waking up feeling depressed, because my anxiety creates uncontrollable amounts of stress, and that the inner me is disgusted by the imagery. My memory reflects forever fighting masculinity, like my name is Macbeth. Suppressed melancholy memories I wish to forget. The copy and paste fake that makes my heart ache and takes its toll on my soul as I try to escape the molds of the status quo and normality's limbo within this sinful world of love and loathe. The stories to come have yet to be disclosed. I'm telling you these in order to be the truest version of me, so I can. I'm telling you these in order to be the truest version of me, so I can grow from a child with woes to an adult who knows the sun will rise after sorrow. So let us take a stroll through the rabbit's hole. Mind over matter. Welcome to a sneak peek of my solo show. Divulge, evolve. Am I autistic or am I artistic? I ask you this because you see, I see my disability not as a difficulty. In fact, if anything, it's a diff-ability. Because I have this ability to view the world from a different perspective. I refuse to neglect it. Most people choose to disrespect it. That's cruel. But disrespect that I'm due will fuel the duality and morality within my reality. But if you choose to intrude my mentality, I will interject with my intellect and fucking give you a wallop. My mind is a creative mess, filled with aggression and depression, like the workings of Jackson Pollock. I'm a young punk cunt, batshit spastic that is crazy and trapped. Hatred is attached to my soul. I wish he would go before I collapse and go cold, but I decide to attack and be bold. Thanks to the effects of alcohol. Thinking drinking liquor will help my friendships be richer, when in actuality it made me sicker and killed them quicker. Like the time I was in love. She gave misleading devotions. I read misleading emotions, thus causing a commotion, putting eruption and corruption into motion. Evil spelt backwards is love, and that's one deceiving potion. When she was alone, I was the one she seeked. When she was tired, my chest is where she chose to sleep. When she would weep, I made sure she never felt weak. After every truthful, beautiful and musical moment we had, our relationship peaked. If she asked me to jump off a cliff, I would have made that leap. For so long I've been searching, for so long we've been flirting, for so long I've been hurting, so these words must be released. I love you. Are the words I wish I said before that night of dread. You invited your ex into your bed, looked at me in the eyes of despise, dropped your disguise and replied, jodY, I don't trust you. Silence. You don't trust me? Defiance. Is this some type of fuckery? Violence. Let me mention this. Being autistic and artistic makes me extremely sensitive, agile and fragile when it comes to matters of the heart. When it comes to my art, on the outside I might look cool and collective, but on the inside I'm reckless. I get vexed quick. When in a bad mood I should not be messed with, unless you want to get your fucking head split. You won't want to clash with this titan. I'll tear you apart like the Greek god Typhon. Left hook you, Tyson, choked you out, Python. Have you seen stars, Orion, and think of the city of David, Zion? But let's get back to that night where pain was tearful rain and vicious voices caused criminal choices. As I hold back my tears and try to disappear without making a sound, her bitter spirit pushed me to drink spirits that taste bitter. Now I'm drunkenly walking with a frown. Many voices going around. Her ex pats me on the back and says, stop being a clown. Pow! Motherfucker went down like the Twin Towers. Within the hour, her screams filled the room like the steam from a shower. It's impossible for me to stay calm. He's kneeling, nose bleeding, skin peeling while pleading not to be harmed. But I don't give a fuck because I'm out to go in and show him how it feels to have your heart cut. Next thing I know, I'm on my way home. In my mum's car, heart scarred, feeling like a disgraced piece of waste who doesn't deserve to be part of the human race. Contemplating and debating what I've done and who I've become over the course of a couple months as I fall deeper into the abyss. Take back what I did is all I wish. She was someone I cherished, but what was once won has now perished. Before meeting her, my life was nice and fair, but now I feel like I wake up into a nightmare. I'm filled with woes that have evolved into a variety of anxiety, and nobody knows at home alone on my own, feeling disowned. So So, I grabbed the belt, pulled back on that strap and felt that, leaving my lungs, I swayed and swung, choking and hoping the underworld comes. My head goes red and numb. I scream and shout, but nothing comes out. I can taste the flood of blood in my mouth and cold shivers as I deliver myself to the darkness, but see myself in the mirror and think, how can I be this heartless? My mother, brother, sister, all because of Cupid's stupid game of lovers. And suddenly, snap, the belt breaks and I collapse to the floor. They say your whole life flashes before your eyes just before you die, but all I could see was the man I could be, he. He is a leader like Zeus, someone who hates war but loves a truce, someone who does not wallow in sorrow but cares for artistic integrity, like Apollo. So I arose like a rose without doubt. Am I autistic or am I artistic? I choose not to fit in because I was born to stand out. I'm a I choose not to fit in because I was born to stand out. I'm a puzzle piece that does not fit. Even a muzzle around my face won't stop me from speaking some true shit. If we were to meet on the cobbles and quarrel, my words are what pack a punch. You'll walk away with a wobble. My autistic mind divine. My artistic mind shines. I present you the present of a poet's present in this present moment in time, who provides his picture-perfect penmanship that is pessimistic, pretty sick, and full of pain. I bet you were hoping for something merrily, but this is for that of prosperity. So I ask you all, once again, am I autistic or am I artistic? Mind over matter.
Please welcome to the stage the Lantern Carrier!
She's me Dorothy Luna, my sweet moon.
No, I'm not competing. I'm not that
Some stories remind me of torrential rain, for they run down the faces of my ancestral women. A river of scarlet tears of foreign intrusions, saturating their emotions, suffering the loss of self-worth, their bodies drenched and sullied with the indignity of abuse. Some stories remind me of hurricanes. I can still hear the howls like waves of fierce currents crushing against the smooth melanin of my ancestors, living a wailing song like fierce tornadoes, scars of deep wounds and devastation in its wake. Some stories reminds me of funerals, sad, poignant, slow and deliberate, like the smell of millions dying from enforced journeys on transatlantic ships, packed like sardines, burdened with unmentionable fetters, across continents by foreign intruders, enslaving and victimizing them for over 500 years. Some stories remind me of fragrances, found amidst jasmines and lavenders across Derbyshire dales and meadows of spring, filled with the enchantment of starlings, canaries and nightingales. They're a symphony of amazing grace, healing the weary hearts of an enslaved people, a respite for their spirit, touched and nourished by the light of paradise amidst heavy and almost impossible odds. Some stories remind me of diamonds, like poetry coming directly from songs of the soul, teaching us that there is nothing greater than love, that brutal force cannot stop the inner fire of fortitude, that compassion is the mercy of heaven, addressing our quest for healing, equality, and justice. Some stories inspire visions like an emancipation act we know is not meaningful enough, but is nevertheless a temporary breeze in an otherwise daily and intense ordeal of systemic disparity and segregation of living in ghettos and slums, displaced and marginalized as a people. Yet all we ever sung are the songs of mutual cooperation, of harmony and oneness, knowing that no one is an island, that we're all one spirit connected by the light of the Most High Emperor itself, facing our daily struggles in dark tunnels, yet with a gleam of the wings of hope for tomorrow's radiant sunrise. All this with an undaunted flame within, a belief in the resilience of our ancestors, the glories and wonders of a golden realm where the toil and cries of our incessant labors add to the merits of our liberty. Stories that speak of a truth that we are not born slaves, but unconquerable shafts of the immortal, whose birthright was, is, and will always be a perennial freedom, greater than a million sparkling moons and stars. I do not want to know. I do not want to understand. I just want to be free. Thank you. Justice is crucial to state and society and the basis of orderly human living. It is scrolled into declarations and amendments to ensure the regulation of selfish actions and equal treatment for all. We are not born slaves, but sparks of the eternal, trying to love like everyone else amidst challenging pendulums of struggle. Discrimination and exclusion have created ghettos of segregation, leading to massive poverty, alienation, and anomalies in the quality of life, to fear, loneliness, and insecurity, where ultimately no one benefits, but instead create volumes of unrising and unrest. We are not lost birds just trying to fly in the darkness of clouds devised by greedy predators, heinous and brutal in acquiring gold, diamonds, and other assets from those unable to defend themselves. Yet the tears we bled from stormy yesterdays paved the way for much of our improved todays and promising tomorrows. The fruits of our labor, the conscientious call to action, has taken us through the dark corridors of exploitation to celebrate our achievements today. Yet it was a rugged road to travel, and there is still a very long way to go before equality and tolerance can prevail. Friends, we say that diversity is necessary to creation, and like a bevy of birds soaring to the firmament, inclusion is not a burden, but wings for mutual cooperation. The violin in an orchestra never says it's superior to the flute. Instead, they harmonize as mellifluous and enchanting melodies. Perhaps it's time for a transformational change in the union of our kingdom, a celebration of race and culture, of economic fairness in healthcare systems, of honoring the diligence and dignity of work with decent wages and equal status in promotions. Let us celebrate our diversity in poetry and music, electronics and technology, invest in education for our children's futures. Let us pay homage to the NHS, to our departed, and while at it, let us recognize that Mary Seacole contributed just as much as the Lady of the Lamp. Marcus Rashford, Lewis Hamilton, Amanda Gorman, and Maya Angelou teaches us that it is each individual contribution, each collective effort that makes us stronger, that together we'll excel in sports and recreation, as well as politics, science, electronics, and technology. When inequality and disproportionate privilege in the workforce is discouraged and opportunity increases, when individuals are motivated, they will always endeavor to produce a better transport system, have less domestic strife, leading to a healthier and prosperous nation. Visionary leadership would be firm on immigration, yes, but recognize the rights of refugees to a decent standard of excellence, address environment and climate issues, show a commitment to resolving the fuel crisis, as well as the recognition of the trauma of homelessness, not to mention the LGBTQIA community and their rights. Let us continue to make our country great and unique, creating a new generation of heroes with respect for our elderly, make foreigners proud to invest here, work on the roots of depression, other mental health issues and domestic violence, so that we all rise as one people. Let the sad past wander away like dead logs in strong currents, shedding the garbage and the bitterness of Brexit into the ocean of refuse. Let us celebrate the recognition of our worth, our mutual fellowship, our coming together as one nation in the interest of prosperity for all. We will then sit with our children and grandchildren, our tomorrow's future, watching the clouds burst as the skies peep through, our hearts rejoicing with the light of the golden sun. Last one. The sweet-scented tulips of this perfume garden hugs the walls and foliage. The honeysuckle blossoms pays homage to the light. A pageantry of flowers adorns the stony pathway, while the birds and squirrels dance. Even 1,000 garlands, my love, cannot match the wafts of thy allure. Into the temple of the heart my beloved comes, kissing my soul with infinity's plenitude. I feel the magical descent of an enchantment, stabbing my core with the arrow of joy. Steeped in a void of intense immensity, the moonlight kisses my cheeks. I become dazed, absorbed in a river of supernal light. My heart is burning with love, my core full of intensity from the fire of thy bliss. I gaze at the crescent moon, its adorable sweetness like pure white snow, hugging the serenity of my existence. You reach down and kiss me. I suddenly ascend into the deathless joy of emptiness. Now timeless, timeless, timeless is this moment. My eagle bird dances in an ocean of shared delight. I cascade into a ball of light, nestling in the golden coverture of thy locks, and become bewildered.
Please welcome to the stage, Poet RS!
What we say? We good today, yeah? We good today? The stage is big still. Alright, you know what, yeah? This is my first time ever at Mind Over Matter. Like, I was like, I'm broke and I don't go out much. Today I'm gonna get real vulnerable. Like, those that know me know I'm just like wordplay and that, but I'm gonna get real vulnerable today. So
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
New shit.
So yeah, when I was younger, I didn't really understand like my place in life or like my purpose. So I was kind of understanding what shape I wanted to be. So this piece is called "What Shape Are You?" Woo! I can say anything, yeah? We know the media's views more than we know ourselves. So when you pin your opinions, ask yourself, what shape are you? I felt like a square running in society's circles, knowing that my shape never matched society's edges. My mind lay horizontal to the sunset, therefore the thinking of this sun never set. But when it was time for me to grow, I knew my life had to change. Stop thinking horizontally and start thinking vertically. That's the only way to climb ladders. Expand my mind past my limitation. Because staying in my lane is detrimental to my mental. It means you're boxed in, don't get rooted to the square. That gassed me too much.
rooted to the square.
Because staying in your lane is detrimental to your mental. It means your boxed in don't get rooted to the square. Embrace all of it and try angles. I'm not obtuse in the fact I'm making my own way. You will never acutely sure to pick the right angle. Started to look at my own value to see if I was in shape. Am I regular or irregular? Am I society's visual or individual? So the square that I thought I was decided to stretch out and become rectangular. I stopped leaning on life like a rhombus became robust because I knew if I didn't understand myself, I wouldn't understand anybody else. I knew if I didn't know my own value, I'd forever be shortchanged. So the ladder that I elevated on was built out of self-worth. My esteem steamrollers over cynical critics who claim I'm high as a kite, but I touch the sky to catch diamonds. But just know that I'm only human. I'm not royalty. Crowns don't need to exist. Only Jay-Z and Kanye watch the throne. You see, my scepter gone because I've shaped myself around humility and equality. All my sides are balanced. You can't see vertices out of my corny ears. No status can describe my stature. Because the shape I'm in has no name. It's individual to the person. So when you look at my heart to find stars, what do you hope to seek overall? The spherical is hysterical. You see, I'm not even well-rounded. And there are so many slices around my hemisphere that I'm half of what you think. Yeah, I keep going and I keep pushing. I'm not going to stop now. I'm not going back to the horizon because these days, ooh, they call it flatlined. You see, I'm climbing out the cube. I was thinking outside of the box to trap easy. That's when they're quick to throw you into that prison. So the shape of you that you're sharing is only shaped by you. You see, life may carve crooked boulders, but it's your internal that allows yourself not to be hollow. Feel frequencies with others. Create parallel lines with interwoven paths. Because believe me, my brain cells will never be brain celled. My body is adjacent to the way my mind speaks. So sometimes I have to sit within the shape I created. Rubik shuffle a way that has me adapted to the shape I want to be. My history may lay dormant in the pyramids or redefined within my DNA. But if I don't heal the helix that created this shape of body and mind, then I only have myself to blame when my negative opinion starts to play Tetris. You see, people may help you when they see the shape you're in, but none are going to make sure that you're shaped around progression because, well, that starts with you. So when you decide to pop the cylinder, you're allowing yourself to put the chips on the table, forge a structure of shapes that cannot be budged or toppled. 2D, construct yourself only to build yourself up again takes time. You will feel 3D, dependent on what you decide to do yourself. Please, do it for the sake of yourself. Because learning what shape you want to be can contour your life into different formats. But before you do, just ask yourself, what shape are you? I'm a father of 3. My kids couldn't be here because they're young.
You can't drink it.
I don't know about drinking, but still. But I'm a single dad. You know what I'm saying? And I look after my kids. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to. That's what you do. If you have kids, you don't look after them. You're a prick. You're a prick. If you have kids, you don't love them, you're a prick. You're a prick. But there was a time where I didn't really understand the father role. And I didn't understand people's opinions of me as a father. So I just kind of felt angry because I felt it was backhanded compliments. But I'm a little bit older. My belly's a little bit bigger. And I kind of realize what people are talking about. So this poem is called Just a Father. Not right now. See what I mean?
It's another level you get that from a title itself. Just saying titles and
It's awesome. Alright, so this piece is called Just a Father. I probably will cry, I can't even lie to you, it gets me still. How can I express the joys of being a father? Oh, I'm crying already. How can I express the joys of being a father when the statistics of me portray a different story? How can I stop my demise so my children can see me rise with every waking of the morning sun? The pressure of life released through the pores of my skin till I itch and I scratch like you know when your mum is giving you that good beating and she hits you in a spot that you can never reach? And it's that like moment that I have to suppress because I don't want my children seeing my crumbling frailties that paints a picture of my adult life. You see, people tell me I'm a good single father. And my response to them is only 5 words long. No. I am a father. Your ideological views of what a father should be should never come into the same context as me. You take your past burns and your built bridges and you somehow reflect that upon my reality. So when you see me, twins in a buggy and one on my shoulder, legs tired because he's been playing kiss chase the whole day. A heavy burden is something you think I'm automatically carrying through sheer determination, free will, blood, sweat, love, tears, ripped hairs, baggy hair, true grit. Oh shit, fuck this. Eyes will cry, pain, strive, sacrifice, live life, have to do it. But they forgot about what to do it. They forgot about me to do this. They forgot when they went through this. You see, I am the one that has sowed my seeds and looked after the biology that God graced me. You see, I am a father. And no lawmakers, court cases, right activists can ever tell me how to be a father. It's forever innately in my soul. It's the core construct that's been stitched into the fibers of my design. The innate feeling of love and nurture that comes with you side by side until one day your children walk forward in life but still feel like you're with them side by side. It's the face that you wake up to in the morning when you see the sunrise. It's the reason you gave life to guide life so their life becomes just as meaningful as life itself. You see, my role as a father isn't a movie flick. I can't say cut, action, with every snap back and clap of the hands. I'm in it till death do us part. And trust me, I will fuck up the Grim Reaper if death do us part. You see, at times I feel like I'm a frail father, but no doctor can examine the unity of this body and soul. I mean, I've only got a belly because my gut instincts are strong. You see, I've only got a belly because my gut instincts are strong. And I will use my instincts to sometimes give my children what they want, but always give them what they need. So whilst Newton's theory has me sinking from shoulder to feet, just know I've got those Pinocchio strings to hold me up. Jiminy Cricket plays the devil's advocate and tells me I'm a good single father, so man not knowing in life has me knowing in life that I'm doing what's within my means. But you see, I'm not supposed to be here. Black stats painted as facts and passed off as the bigger picture. So while I stand tall as the bigger figure, apparently my kids should be off with another man playing the role as a bigger figure. But you see, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm a brainless breeder. I'm only good for prepping the ovens, but not worthy to take care of the meal. A wonderless wanderer. It's only good for fertilizing the crop, but never around for the harvest.
Say it again.
Okay.
Harvesting.
I'm good for harvest.
Not a restaurant.
Fertilizing the crop.
What is it again?
Fertilizing crops.
Yeah. I'm only good for fertilizing a crop, but never around for the harvest. Oh, fuck your facts. I am here, and I always will be. The heirs to my dynasty will never walk in my shadow because my children don't trail behind me. I'm 50-50 the creation of these physics with central biology, so it's only right that I develop the chemistry to make sure that all 3 of my children reside in the place of astronomy. So, when people tell me I'm a good single father, my response to them is only 5 words long. No.
I'm a father.
I am a father. That was like a 2-minute poem stretched out to like 30. And yeah, my last poem like, I think recently, I would say very recently, I've just like found who I am, like as a person and a poet. And I want to leave you on this one. So this is a new piece, I don't really know it.
New shit. New shit. New shit.
So this piece is called My Meaning because I found out what my name means. My name is Poet-RS. My government name is stitched onto the documents of my oppressors, but my father, he named me Rohan. And he knew that I would fall into my being, embrace my meaning. My name is Ascending Light. For years I was considered a fallen star because my world came crashing down as a teen. I should have learned to walk as a child instead of grow like a man, sorry. I won't Milky Way the situation. I'm just saying it's more difficult to find your true brightness when you always feel like you're a black hole. It took me decades to understand my rising purpose. I only ever listened to people that told me to keep my feet to the ground, 10 toes to the earth. They were the ones stepping on my toes in order to climb. Felt like I had to tiptoe around every genre of life. See, they were too cowardly to join me. They wanted to destroy you. They knew that your ascending light will always bring sunlight to their midnight. Each footprint I make on these London streets is a scripture written in concrete. You see, I didn't even believe that I was concrete. Evidence. But now I stand on this stage telling you that I am evident. Evident that a star is not meant to shine as soon as it's formed. It takes time and nurture to realize that. It takes time and nurture to realize. I'm actually lost in my mind.
Just read it.
It takes time and nurture to realize how bright you need to shine. Because the message you portray is one that will counteract the darkness around you. Understanding the darkness is the first step. And don't think that because the moon swallows the dark night that the sun will never rise again. You see, your light is ascending. And I'm fully embracing my name's meaning, and trust me when I tell you, I mean it. I will constantly keep rising until I spread my message of light across every plane of sky and rain down positivity that can nurture unhealed minds. So I will storm the streets of disbelief and show them the winds of hope, and I will drought every tsunami of hatred that is being made to fortify these streets. You see, I told you, I'm ascending. Everything that is of life and purpose rises. Food sprouts from the ground and trees. Life is contracted and pushed into the light. The moon and the sun both rise to guide each other in respective ways, and we all want to rise higher tomorrow from where we are today.
Yeah.
You see, I realize now that even Biggie believed that the sky is not the limit. You never ever heard him.
The sky's the limit.
Bro, you never heard him sing the hook. So every day when I ascend, I will send messages to each cloud to let them know I'm on my way. Until my universe is my ground and higher realms become my sky. And even at that moment, I will still be of the mindset that I'm not done. Because I am ascending light. My government name is chipped onto the documents of my oppressors. You see, my father named me Rohan. Because he knew that I would fall into my being. Embrace my meaning. I am Poet-RS.
Mask on. A brave face is what I put on just in case. Just in case it boils down to saving face. A saving grace taking me away from the stressful state that regularly occupies his face. My brave face allows me to mask my expressions face to face in front of your face. Behind this brave face is a canvas with the ability to endlessly recreate. Illustrating suppressed paintings depicted by the colors my emotions create. But my brave face hide them away behind the pretense until it's too late. When I'm out in the deep end, I depend on my brave face to safely take me in. Until my souls are firmly grounded in the things I believe in. If it wasn't for the confidence I place in my brave face, and right now, I'd probably believe in The state of affairs stuck neatly away behind this brave face aren't one to generate popularity. Brave face presenting solidarity, but on the flip side, disparity. Brave face representing harmony, but in private, contradicting irony. My brave face asserts itself firmly, hoping that you won't see past the ruse and see the true story. My brave face offers a refuge when the storms in my life are testing my foundational integrity. What am I to do without my brave face? What is my brave face to do without me? My brave face offers up the type of lies that those concerned believe wholeheartedly. And being trustworthy, my brave face makes it easy. Am I holding my brave face captive? Or am I the one being held in captivity? What would be an offer if I didn't always brandish my brave face at every given opportunity? But to only call on my brave face when absolutely necessary? Would this allow new possibilities to explore the many faces in my artillery? Exploring faces that will offer suggestions and solutions to my present reality. This brave face is a bare-faced calamity. Imagine thinking I've mastered my brave face when all this time my brave face offers transparency to those who know me. They see right through me. They don't believe me, but they're willing to trust me. And even though I didn't ask them to, they're willing and able to help me. See, my brave face tells me that I'm happy. And I in turn tell myself that I'm comfortable with what my brave face has to offer me. So all my other expressive faces, they fall in line and they follow my brave face, but they do it unwillingly. I wish I was brave enough to reflect the faces as my emotions pour out of me, but my brave face would never allow me. My brave face manifests itself when depression whispers, Rayon, you aren't worthy. My brave face is a part of my life. But I'm working to ensure that this brave face is temporary. Mask on.
Cheers.
RVJ.
Yeah! Come on.
Even the jacket's coming off. That's how we're getting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I'm going to tell you a little story before I get into it. And it is a little story. At 10:44 today, I was depression scrolling. And I saw something that said it's nearly Halloween, exercise some demons. And at 12 o'clock I was on a train to London. So, with your permission, my name I'd like to exercise some demons. So, trigger warning, abortion, infant grief, mental health. This piece is called Honesty. Don't you know that the truth is always more convoluted than a lie? You see, lies, they're constructed stories. Therefore, they are black and white, whilst truth is always laced in shades of grey. Truth cannot be explained away or delineated as night from day. Besides, you don't deserve the break. This cycle's freewheeling with no break. In either you remain awake with moral imbalance you can't shake. That is the reason your nightmares are graced with strangulation from dead babies faced. Dead babies who are blessed with faces, though you never saw their baby's face. You have never been able to face yourself for too long since that fate took place. You made a choice. You live with a mistake, though the same choice is made each time you replay every week or so inside your brain. 8 years since and still nothing's changed. With your life from then on opaque in your criticisms of self. Your skeletons do not reside within your closet. They sit proudly upon your shelf. Dust balls, the only company this world deposits, and oh, how they choke you. And your health. You're vomiting from lack of breath, using lost esophagus as wealth. To try in vain to repay a debt you know in truth cannot be helped. That you've become crippled from the interest payments on this loan, this life, the hand you dealt yourself, the loan, the life the hand I dealt myself. And herein underlies the darkness that lies inside my mind, duplicitous at times, tormented by time, treading water against the tide, tried. But jury after jury did not find guilty. So self-sentencing presents the only opportunity for justice. Don't you know, the truth is always more convoluted than the lie. I see it clearly. Cheers, man over mouth.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm here to support Rohan. Thank God he is headlining tonight because I have not been out of my house seeing faces I haven't seen in a while. What I'm about to perform was a spoken word at the beginning of the week. I am dabbling again with production, so I've tried to transmute the spoken word into a song. This is called Secrets.
How do your secrets make you feel? Why do you keep them? What do they reveal? Behind closed doors, who do you speak to? All your emotion, that's those who gets the preview. How do your secrets make you feel? I feel like like
Mind turning up a bit if you can?
do you ever feel so much you don't feel at all? Disassociate so hard you don't feel the phone. Do you ever get made to feel small? Are you starting to feel your triggers are perpetual? But this conceptual, I'm emotionally intellectual. Ethical, karma is a mirror and it's symmetrical.
Come on.
Are you attached to the addictive, submissive bliss? You want to let go of something scared you might miss, but you need to let go to enter new bliss. I've said it before. Do you ever feel so much that you don't feel at all? This is some feelings so hard you don't feel the full. Do you know who you are but you're made to feel small? Are you starting to feel your triggers are perpetual?
Yeah.
Behind closed doors, who do you speak to? All these motions, that's all you get a preview. How do your secrets make you feel?
Thank you very much.
Hi everyone.
Hey.
Wait, Sarah. Can I just say you guys have been all amazing tonight, and I've come here to try and do something off by heart. You guys know me. I've been trying to learn to do things by my and I've nailed it like about 100 times today, but my baby brothers are here, and yeah. And I'm going emotional tonight, and that little shit there is my soulmate. So I'm going to try and stay strong. And the reason why I'm going vulnerable is because our mum's anniversary is coming up. So this trigger warning, it's end of life poetry. But there is a message there, so if you're here with friends who are meant to be your friends, there should be a message with this. And I'm going to try and remember it. But, let me just have a
You got this.
I'm so nervous, my phone doesn't even recognise my face. That's wow.
Facial right.
Okay, this is borderline 4 minutes, so I better crack on. Otherwise, Fisky might chuck me off. Okay. So, and this is called My Mother's Wisdom. Hello, my friend. You'll get through this again. You will get better. Empty reassurances to a fate which sadly was written down to the last letter. It's back, Miss Mustafa. You have short years at best. Make sure you eat well and let your tired body rest. Those are the words I remember, along with my dear mother's. When things get worse, my princess, don't you dare lie to me like all the others. She held my face with her warm, then healthy hands. She looked me in my eyes and she made clear her plans. My body will change, but my mind will be the last thing it takes. I'm so sorry, my princess. I know this must be causing you unspeakable heartbreak. So I look up at her friends' faces, already mourning, with their lips speaking words I prayed would come true with each day dawning. I take a deep breath and I close my eyes, unemotive, disengaged as I release this inward cry. I look up and I simply say, no, she won't. We'll be lucky for another day. I recall the shock on their faces, the awkward mumbles. I recall thinking, where were you through her earlier troubles, when she was able to walk and enjoy being outdoors, the cancer spreading, yes, but not yet visible through her beautiful, defiantly glorious fucking pores. She needed help, of course, but that burden me and my brother would make, just so she could love purely, freely, and momentarily forget her looming fate. So I have to ask, why? Why are you here now? For my mother's comfort, or to release your own guilt, to say you came to see her and speak with your head at the slight pitiful tilt? Ah, my mind is now working and it is burning an aggressive flame of fucking crimson. Calm down, princess. Don't think badly. Would be my mother's kind, compassionate, selfless wisdom. Yet, this ignorance of a friend is not something for me to accept. A true friend is meant to be there through every joyful and fucking difficult step. Those who were real remain by our lioness's pride. Through the good time, right up until we said our heartfelt goodbyes. You weren't there to see her body erode, nor to feel the lumps which relentlessly began to show. You put your feeling above that of your lifelong dying friend. I can't see her like that. Your words that shall haunt you until you meet my queen again. It's back, Miss Mustafa. You have short years at best. Make sure you eat well and let your tired body rest. Those are the words I remember, along with my dear mother's. 1 year, 10 days later, left us orphaned, me and my 3 brothers. She tried to hold my face with her cold and decrepit hands. Her voice box was now broken, but her eyes were pleading, Oya, my princess, Do you understand? I looked deeply into her sunken pupils, which slowly stopped responding, whilst a tear gracefully trickled down her cheekbone, which was now painfully protruding. I understand, my angel, and I promise it is how I shall live. I shall live, I shall laugh, I shall learn, and I shall laugh. But above all, my angel, I promise you, I shall learn or try to forgive. Rest in peace, Mama.
I'm going to perform my poem, a storytelling poem called Hood Teen Story Part 1. Yeah? Don't judge a book by its cover, that's what these people say. Welcome to reality where people do it anyway. Human beings always wanted what we couldn't have, to realise that we lost what was in our hands. I grew up, I screw up before I flipped the Z. Lack of confidence was irrelevant. Shit was getting tense in my environment, surrounded by violence. Raised in Dagenham wasn't love, but this chick from Mouth Ends. I saw a part of her none of my peers could ever see. This is my therapy, knowing she won't remember me. I visualise one day we have a happy ever after. Holes around the city, all the flowers getting gardened. I told my boys, but they couldn't see the picture. You can't cheat architecture just to paint the perfect picture. One day we bumped into each other near my drum. I take a bullet for her when my friends are moving as the gun. So we walked around the block and tried to know her better. The type to judge me for my character, I never let her. She kept it real and said her guy always abused her and her father wasn't there, so we related, it felt right together. I'm hoping, can I take this girl from this guy? What makes you think the same won't happen to you? Devil is a lie. You can't mix the vision for the M's with the fish in the ocean. Mix them up, you be drowning in emotions. And night time is speaking, confidence is peaking. Never left me alone and she emotionally deepened. But I be going deeper, we eventually sleeping in the same bed. I noticed that I'm missing calls from my friends and messages about where the music catchy, we support you. But same time I'm so distracted by a passion fruit. The same guys who told me that she ain't the one, I take a bullet for her when my friends are moving as the gun.
You got this, bro. Come on, bro.
You got this, my G. Hold tight.
One sec.
Your friends are moving like they're gone.
No, that's it. Part 3, verse 3. One sec.
Just need that one line. You got this. Yeah. Got this.
Here it is. See, I take a bullet for her when my friends are moving as the gun. So I see a private message saying that I'm wanted. I smutted it off and kept them moving. I ain't running. Oh, hold on. Alright. So I see a private message saying that I'm wanted. I smutted it off and kept them moving. I ain't running. I called a friend I haven't heard from to say what's new. He told me something that I really hope is not the truth. I hit her up to find out if it's serious, like an unfinished sentence. I heard you missed the period. Why am I stressing over what could be a blessing? Did I learn my lesson? Growing too quick into adolescence. She told me link her in the house, so as I'm by the door, I hear a voice behind me saying, did you hear that the hood don't love you? I said, who are you? He said, that's my girl, and that you don't belong to you. Should I be egotistic? My mind is telling me to say aloud that your chick, my mouth is saying, really is it? In my mind I'm thinking, will I be the next statistic? Either I'll be dead or pull the flicky out and be in prison. I stood my ground inside me trying to look tough, but deep inside I'm panicking, am I about to get rushed? Should I follow in my guts or see my guts in my glass? Cause how can I believe in love when it be hard to build trust? So I see him standing with 2 men. What happened next? I'ma leave that for part 2. And this story is true. Love hurts but lust is painless. You give your heart, then one day you're strangers. When I thought it's time to be the man, I faced my fears was wrong. I was blinded by the physical, not evil they become. I should have listened to my friends when they said she wasn't the one. I took a bullet for her, just to realize she was the gun.
You see, I love getting lost in a person. That feeling when their eyes burn into your soul and words roll off their tongue like honey, and their touch is electric as they melt into their body and almost forget you have a body of your own too. It's like I want to live in the land of sex and cuddles. I want to move in tomorrow and forget the world. No visa, no apartment, no plan. I can just live lost somewhere between your delicious eyes and the warmth of your skin, somewhere where I won't know where you end and I begin. And that is the problem. So when you came along with all that chemical glitter in your eyes, I thought it sparkled with the kind of magic I couldn't resist. It sucked me into its arms, pushing, pulling, drawing me in, but in that gap between one spark and the next, I learned to breathe these shallow breaths. In making you comfortable, I have made myself a bed of heavy chains and metal sheets. In keeping you warm, I have set parts of myself on fire and watched them burn right before my eyes, but with each part of me that crashes, burns, and dies, I know I can't keep on doing this. In holding your hand, I have let go of my own, and now on the empty pavement of myself, I can't find my way back home. It's like I forget that glitter is chemical after all. I can't keep building you up and making myself so small, but I love to ignore the chemicals that burn my skin. Drying my pores out from deep within, scarring, then mending, then burning, and cycles of fear and belonging. And I could stand here and blame you all I want, but you see, it was so easy. It was so easy to make everything about you. To fantasize about this imaginary world, and it's painful to realize, but if truth could really be told, you're just a person. You're just a person I also wanted to use as an escape, but I cast this impressive Superman cape onto your shoulders. Maybe somewhere in my heart, maybe somewhere deep inside, I hoped all your intensity could help me shield and hide my own thoughts. All your problems and issues were such a perfect canvas for me to use, a space to rescue, a space in which it's easy to refuse looking within. You made it so easy to lose myself in listening to you. You made it so easy to forget myself in fixing you. You made it so easy for me to invent this beautiful story of passionate connection, a story I'd obsess over, a piece of universe that helped to blur that true reflection of me. And before I knew it, I have buried and buried and buried myself under layers and layers and layers of you. But now I'm trying to remind myself that my world does not begin and end with you. Now I'm trying to make my universe about me too. Thank you.
I just need a bit of audience participation. When you hear the words, can you handle it? I just need you to say yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this poem's called Journey Back to Me.
Please.
I want to take you all on a journey with me, traveling back in time to a very different Lee that ultimately led to this version that you now see. So tell me, can you handle it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go there. Let's journey down this road to a place that causes me such anxiety and fear. It's a dark and lonely place with no laughter or cheer, no one there that I hold dear. If I begin to untangle the knots that held my heart captive, will you embark on this rescue mission with me, or will you save yourself and flee? 2020, vision that's just as catastrophic as the year. I just want to make things clear. This is more than optics, but will your eyes believe what it sees when I display my pain in all its ugly glory? Will you still adore me? So I ask again, can you handle it?
Yes.
With you. I'm going to strip naked and bare my soul for you to see. I do this not knowing what your response will be or how you will take stock of this reality that I will share with you. But one thing you can bank on is the fact that this account is 100% true. So let me take you back to a time when life meant nothing to me. The doctors called it depression. I called it a living, breathing horror movie. I can't even pretend I wanted this Nightmare on Elm Street to end. Where was Freddy when I needed him? These pills had failed me, and the likelihood of death was slim. but I didn't give in. I survived another day to try another way. Come what may, I was determined to win, so let the sequel begin. Freddy versus Jason. A clash between two potentially deadly forces. Yet no matter how grim the process, pills and alcohol eventually failed, and still, my life prevailed. All they caused was a graphic mess of vomit and distress. I was taken to a safe place and instructed to rest. Yet my mind wouldn't sleep. This nightmare movie was still stuck on repeat. A vicious combination of thoughts in my head, non-stop reminders of failure, fear, and constant feeling of dread. I had to escape. This had to end. So I left this safe place, determined to try again. Let's throw Michael into the mix. This was about to become a real slasher flick. There was no way that this wouldn't do the trick. Losing consciousness, I thought surely this was it, right? Surely, surely, surely not, as I opened my eyes from an unfamiliar hospital bed, reminded that yet again I had somehow navigated my way through this battlefield of life versus death. I've picked up some physical scars along the way. These war wounds were here to stay, a permanent reminder of this epic battle that I had just been through. I was a soldier that had survived the most extreme mental warfare, but the divine powers that be protected me and kept me here for this moment, to show me exactly what I couldn't see back then, that I am special, that I am loved beyond words, and that I have a purpose in this world. That I have purpose in this world far greater than my eyes could see. My journey to self-discovery was not easy. I had to open up completely and release all the demons that had silently been torturing me. This process has taken me years, but it has healed me. But remember, just because I've left my depression behind doesn't mean I feel happy all the time. Balancing my mental well-being is a daily task. If I neglect my mind, things can deteriorate fast. So I remind myself daily that I am exactly who the universe intended me to be, and my past is simply a small part of my overall life story. I am a queen, a divine being with so much talent yet to be seen. So thank you all for traveling along with me, for being there in my time of need. I'm sure every person out there that eventually hears this will have learned something new about me, something hidden in plain sight that they could not see. I have waited 5 years to get these words off my chest, to be at a place in life where I worry less and let God do the rest. Because it's at this place that I can truly say, I will give you all my very best.
I just want to shout out the Mind Over Matter team, Annasinski, Fisky. I've been going through a lot of shit this year, and I joined the Mind Over Matter workshop in January, and it's been like really important for me in my healing. I'm going through a divorce, so it's been really helpful. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 short ones. This is for anyone who's struggled with addiction of any kind. All right. In the harsh morning light, the addict awakes to the reality of his choices. He sits with himself and all that he has done. He sits with himself and all that he has done. The car crash carnage of succumbing to something other than the rational mind, swapping love for lust, tender truth for temptation. He sits with himself and all that he has done. The scars he has left in his wake, scars which burn bright in the summer sun, long sleeve conceals hidden trauma. In the harsh morning light, she wakes to an emptiness. The silence which encircles her, a barren wasteland, the buzz now obsolete. Throat dry from the night-long chase, quenching anxious thirst from the polluted fountain of youth. Strangers and street lights, a crutch for the restless mind. In darkened rooms, you meet yourself. Inhibitions obliterated. In toilet stalls, you meet the dizzying soul, room spinning. In the harsh morning light, which forgives and corrodes, they meet God. A sobering dawn, flirting with the binary prescription of the modern world, unsatisfied with a life shackled. Decolonize body and mind, sit only with the soul. Your deepest vices, shining from your crevices, sit with yourself and all that you have done. Sit with yourself and all that you have done.
So I just wanted to share with you guys a poem that I wrote when I realized that actually I was healing, if that makes sense. So hopefully you guys will like it. Okay. There was once a lump in my throat. It had been there for a long time, but I couldn't get it out. My mind was constantly on walkabout, just trying to figure out what was with this lump in my throat. I thought it could be frustration, or maybe it was self-doubt. It could have been a frog, because every time I spoke, it sounded more like a croak. I tried to clear my throat, and I tried to swallow, but it would just reflow. I'd retch and I'd spit, and nothing would come out. And then it started to affect the way that I spoke. So I literally walked around telling everyone my throat was broke. But I hadn't considered the thoughts that I'd invoked, nor the negative implications that they provoked, you see. I was just walking around with a lump in my throat. And this was before I found out. This wasn't just a physical lump in my throat. It was a manifestation of a personal drought. I was dried, cracked, and...
You got this.
That was until I found out that this wasn't just a physical lump in my throat. It was a manifestation of a personal drought, dried, cracked, and dying with no clear antidote. Because I had no vision to promote. It's if I was sailing with no lifeboat, so I was too afraid to speak out in case I rocked the boat, and then I fell out. So I was afraid of drowning, but I was still drowning in self-doubt. And that's when I figured it out. So fear, that's what this whole thing was about. Then out of my own mouth, a spring of self-expression started to sprout. Unexplored thoughts and feelings started to spout. Voices of healing coursed throughout my body and its entire layout. And my whisper turned into a shout. And as I spoke, I also wrote. And this is my story. This is my anecdote. There is no lump in my throat. I retched, and I finally spat it out. Maybe you can spit yours out too.
Yeah. So, just finished Mind Over Matter with jodY headlining right behind me. Got Jade here, got Shells, J Cage. I mean, obviously the tie, and then Bilal.
My bag of magic stuff is wreaking havoc in palace kids. The master plan is low, but still I hang where the madness is. I'm active, keeping tabs on the challenges. They come here in cash ties, lazy with some black eyes, asking for a dang price, acting like it's gang ties. Fuck up out of here, boy. I'm not trying to hear that. I know what you're here for, and I'm not trying to share that. Beware that truth is coming through. That you bully that your school could come remove you with a tool. So keep it smooth and keep it cool and keep it moving. When you see me, if you're moving, that's some food for the moves. I'm looking dreamy. I got rubies in my jewel. I'm trying to hit this prick Lucifer with a spirit bomb. I bill a spliffer, then lose it, then bill another one. With different women, I'm usually with a piffer one. And I'm not snoozing, no kipping up on no silicone. Why? Cause I forever hit it raw. I'm getting on them pussy holes, I've never been so sure. I'm trying to get my hands on anything that's pure. Cause less is only more when the feds are at your door.
Give me words.
Canvas.
Huh?
Canvas.
Darkness.
Huh?
Dark. Yeah.
Canvas, dark. Give me a word.
Paint.
Any word.
Static.
Canvas, dark, static. One more.
Potato.
I guess I'm trying to peel it right. I'm trying to come on this beat without a beat, right? I guess at times I am a little bit static too, but I too can roar louder than a lion. I know that my canvas can be spread upon many art forms. I guess my poetry will be spoken on the hilltops. When they listen to my poetry, it will ring louder than what's on his neck. See, they'll wear it like jewelry and it will be amazing. But I guess I too have to wave my own flag. Sometimes I forget words, but I too make them up on the spot. I know that this is the time that I've got, and I can no longer be jaded. I can no longer let my eyes be blurry vision. I'm trying to hand out flyers and trying to fly in this life that we call living. I guess that this poetry is what comes from my chest. Bless.
Everyone's rehearsing, I don't want to be reversing when I'm driving all these hearses and I'm putting all these curses on your mother. Tell it to your brother. If you want to smother all the others, then you gotta go to your lover. Tell her that you love her. Tell her that you got these feelings. Appealing to all the people that you see concealing. I don't know what I've been stealing, all the fame. Everybody around me wants to get on stage, but I don't want them to surround me, fam. I just stay away, so I stay in my room. Hear the box in the room. I don't hear with the. Alright, take care. See you later, bruv. I'm not a skater. 8 to 8, and I wait until it's dark. Everybody waits for me because it's dark in the stars. Driving cars and I'm. I've lost it.
Trying to get a foot onto an accelerator. No exasperator. But they calling me no Tyler, but I'm a creator. Vibrator trying to radiate me. R.I.P. to the 1, 2, 3. Now at ABC doing this from C. But then trying to ask right, trying to get that X. It's an Einstein of bones.
Crowds, you seem to need to be the freak who needs to sleep. I read my piece, so listen, please, you're missing me. You gotta wait before you drown. You gotta play the game and stay around. I say aloud, I'm playing now, so watch your step up, enter, then I'm staying round. I'm staying round. No, I don't know. I'm a mentor and the guy that you believe in. I ask you kindly keep on dreaming. I keep my meanings locked behind the verse. I find my feet in. I don't rehearse, I know that I'm repeating. Is it time I switch to scheming? Turn my dreams into me reading magazines I plead to be in. But these agonies, I speak for freedom. My art is me, the purpose needs the beating. The person needs the feeding. Does it really need to feed the meaning? Does it really have to turn to scheming?
Nice. I think I tagged you. Oh wait, here we go. Check it. I'll be popping up like collars up. I'm grinding all my pounds with them throwing dollars up. I got so many cuts, but the metal around my wrist ain't cuffs. I don't do fake, I do custom made. Bespoke, the only designer I do is me. So I don't give a fuck whether you like me or not until my heart stops. Me in the pen never stops. I'm fly, you're fly, but I'm flying the rocks. Verify like wine, age with time. I put the tick before top. Are you starting off, yeah?
Let me try to think. I only wrote this. This is a serious beat.
Yeah, it's a classic. I love this classic.
Serious beats, yeah, just have serious lyrics. And you only get serious lyrics when you have serious experiences, yeah?
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go!
It took me 32 years to realise that not everybody's what they seem. Can't help but think about all those nightmares I lived when I thought I was in the street. I lost it.
I told my mum the other day, asking how she's been. I haven't seen you for a while. How is the place you're living in? I'm giving up the winners, and I'm losing out. And the grins and dinners up, you've sank in tins. I feel like I need to be alone, need to be at home, free to feel the zone, need to leave my dome. Give me reasons to the note, meanings even from your own mind. Appreciate the future's gold mine in your own time. Sowing ties alleviate your own high. From a dope line to appreciate my tone. Why lie about what I've shown? Why try and have my pros? Why cry because you don't write? Go right. Show me what you don't write.
I don't like it. They just write it. Now ignite it. Right? No left. Death. Met.
Yeah.
That's a thought. I'm already dropping flow. They didn't want me on their own. They don't want me with the enemy. They fuck me with me. That's a tendency. No residency. This is not the credibility. This is not the capability. I'm a motherfucking crazy. Hate you.
Yeah.
Beg you.
Alright. Yeah.
GOAT is come to play with you.
So far, the ambulance is coming, bro. And they came for you. Okay, right, turn it on me, yeah? Okay. Inspired by the KA, but they make way for the payday. Work hard, play harder, like who's smart as close to Coach Carter. Right now, hit after, hear that it's a joker. Like I'm laughing, you're in deep shit. Up to your armpits, something straight up, it's on point, like a marksman. Bro, yo, soundboys say that they're good with a skank. I'm a town boy, yeah, I'm good with a pen. You can get leng with the pens of safety, man. Can't make me kill 10 man when I'm 10 and 10 to spin a man like a CD. And I talk about the EP, I'm a star Alright, here's some man try to reach me. Let me teach these kung fu, kick it like kung fu. Come with the wrong word, get hungry. Hang man out to dry. That man wet like a boat capsized.
Later to celebrate is something I created in the basement. Now I stay still waiting, craving the payments, the statements. I'm waging war for my nation, breaking my back, faking my stats to the wages stack. Hating the station tracks, taking the matrix crack, breaking, embracing the fact that I gave information a rap, saving the snap, shaping the map, stapling that till I'm able to rap, enabling WAP to play to the baby you raised in your lap. I'm ashamed of the traction, really pay for the game of attraction, really wait for the matches, burning out tracks that I'm churning out, we aren't earning how. Turn around and see what these kids are learning about, we're all hurting now. Hearse around the corner, house is yearning for a quarter pound.
Is it? Is that you? Jeez. Alright, that's it. No, that's it. No, that's it. That's it. You guys are. Yeah, are we moving to the train station?